Dear Suda51,
It's called fashionably late fuckface. Let's go!
hi, it's me, Strikes. First of all, I wanted to say hi, hello. I'm a big fan. I follow you on social media, and you tweeted me one time. Yeah, okay. Anyway, hi. I wanted to message you personally because, oh boy, did you make some guy in his late 20s obsessed with Nintendo products, still living in his parents' house, oh so happy. Oh dear God, what am I doing with my life? When Nintendo did the Switch presentation earlier this year, it brought a lot of stuff with it. Some new game reveals, talk from some developers, more footage of previously revealed games, whatever the hell this guy's doing.
Splatoon 2.
But out of all the reveals and news, the one thing that got me beyond hyped, besides that amazing Zelda trailer, holy fuck, it's cool and it's out, and I don't have a Switch, god fucking damn it, I'm poor! It was you, Suda51. Because as soon as you appeared out of the shadows like the motherfucking ninja that you clearly are, and were wearing that star symbol from No More Heroes, it was that moment where I fucking lost it. I, as an adult, of course, try to keep my cool considering the situation. No More Heroes 3! Oh my god, No More Heroes 3! I can't believe it! There is a god, and his name is Suda51! No More Heroes 3 is coming out, and oh, have I been waiting so long to say that.
Thought the suspense was gonna kill me.
Because No More Heroes 3 is easily one of my favorite video game series of all time. Back when the Wii was out, besides the first-party titles and only a small handful of third-party games, there weren't that many that filled that core experience that I wanted. There was never a fully fledged lightsaber game for the Wii, which you imagine would happen eventually considering the controller. Smash Bros came out and it was, well, okay at the time, until you realize it has fucking tripping, making it the most bullshit fighting game of all time. But it was No More Heroes that kept me entertained for weeks, even months in that console generation. I remember seeing the first trailer for the game and thinking, holy shit, this game looks amazing. And then, cringing a little bit over the voice acting.
Hear the lullaby? Rest in peace, baby.
Your shining armor and fine words won't get you anywhere.
Yeah, that wasn't really good. That trailer, however, left quite an impression on me, thinking, awesome, I can play this weird, stylistic, bloody lightsaber-like game while they eventually make a Star Wars lightsaber game for the Wii. So on my birthday, when I saw the box for the game at my nearest GameStop, I knew I had to get it. And boy, was it one of the best decisions of my life. Yes, my life. I'm in my late 20s, obsessed with Nintendo products, and still living in my parents' home. I clearly have not made a lot of good decisions in my life.
You gotta be shitting me.
The characters, the art style, the dialogue, the music, the combat, the humor, the absolute absurdness of this game, all of it was made brilliantly by you, Mr. Suda. And when news came around about there being a sequel, I remember heading to the nearest internet cafe and paid 30 minutes worth of internet just so I can see the trailer because I couldn't wait to get home and see it.
I'll be back.
And while No More Heroes 2 was a fantastic game, it did, however, have its flaws. And that's what I want to talk about today, the pros and cons of both games and what can be implemented into No More Heroes 3 to make it the best in the trilogy. You have a lot of fans waiting for this game, Suda, but the opinion of these games are a bit universal, so making the perfect third entry shouldn't be as difficult as one may think.
It's game time.
One of the most satisfying things about the first No More Heroes is climbing the ranks of the UAA, the United Assassins Association. Taking down death metal after an exchange of words that would sound something out of a Tarantino movie and take that first step into the top 10 assassins felt like an accomplishment, something well earned. Beginning to climb up the ladder in this bizarre world, only to want to go to the next rank as soon as possible, which you really couldn't because you have to save up money in order to pay the entry fee to the next fight in the rank.
What? 150,000 LBs?
To get said money, you had to go and get a job, just like in real life. And while these jobs take the form of fun minigames, it was a hassle just getting to them. You had to go to one location to apply to the job and then go to another location to do the job. Which, it makes sense in theory, but because you had to use your motorcycle to get to these locations faster, and because there's not much to do in the overworld while you get there, it does get tedious. No More Heroes 2 fixed this issue by making the jobs optional, and you can go from one rank battle to the other without needing to save up for cash. The jobs in this game are now in 8-bit and are used to buy items and upgrades. This I am fine with. It made everything less of a hassle and a lot more fun, plus a lot more options in terms of clothing and weapons to collect. However, losing the overworld in the process, that I'm not so okay with. I like the idea of driving through Santa Destroy, the city of No More Heroes, and I would like that in the next game. However, you do need to populate the world with something to do. It was boring to drive around the city and just, well, drive there, but that can easily be changed. Perhaps, I don't know, encounters with lower level rank of assassins that are trying to get to you in order to get a higher rank. Or, and this is just something I came up with, perhaps Travis leaving Santa Destroy in the second game has caused the city to go into a downward spiral to the point that it seems like a war zone.
Let's go home. Santa Destroy needs us.
Travis can be heading to the next rank fight only to stumble upon areas with missions that will help restore Santa Destroy to how it was, and get money out of it or items to customize Travis or his weapons. If Travis does nothing, once Travis beats the final boss, the city will still have nothing to cheer for since, well, everything is still pretty messed up. But if Travis helps the city, however the story ends, the people of Santa Destroy will remember him not as an assassin, but, ironically, as a hero.
I want to be a hero by my own standards.
Going back to the assassin ranking, the reason why it worked so well in the first game is because it was simple. You kill the person above you and you go one rank. Simple premise, but oh so satisfying. In No More Heroes 2, however, oh man, did you mess this one up, Suda. I was excited when it was revealed that you will start in rank 51st, thinking, oh man, there has to be a whole bunch of assassins to kill then. That's my team voice. Not really. Just a few more than the first game actually. What would happen in this game is that you would skip a lot of fights, be it because you technically kill a bunch of the ranked assassins because they were all in a mecha that exploded, or because there was a battle royale that, well, instead of fighting multiple ranked assassins at the same time, hence the meaning of a battle royale, one of them killed all of them for you in one swoop, so you only had to fight that one assassin to climb up several spots.
Who is my next victim? Question mark. Surprise gasp.
With this, every victory felt cheap. You went up several spots, but not because you killed multiple assassins one-on-one, but because they either all died together as a group by you or were killed by someone else completely. And that's not nearly as satisfying. For the next game, I recommend going back to the No More Heroes 1 style of the ranking system as the best choice. You wouldn't have to start from rank 10, maybe rank 15, rank 20. Something like that would be a lot better than just jumping all over the place in the ranking after killing just one character. Another thing that No More Heroes 1 did better than its sequel is the interaction between the characters themselves. Those few minutes of conversation between assassins made every battle more meaningful. There were a few that didn't land all that well, like Harvey and Speedbuster, because there was no backstory. They didn't explain their motives on why they're fighting or why they took this path. Most of the other characters did this in some way, and you got a glimpse at their past because of it, on their mindset, their personality. It made every encounter more memorable.
So let's drop all of that and No More Heroes 2, cause fuck it!
No More Heroes 2 suffered a lot in terms of its assassins. Most of them had Sylvia in a cutscene narrating about the character you will face, instead of the character doing said narration. Some of them did exchange some dialogue, like Alice and Nathan Copeland, making them some of the standout assassins you fought. But with some of them you barely exchange any words, like Margaret, where there were only 3 lines of dialogue before you fight. Or versus this guy. Who the hell is this guy? I had to look him up because I honestly forgot about him because he doesn't say a single word before or after the fight. The only thing I know is that he summoned some sort of energy dragon, thus I am convinced he is the father of Genji and Hanzo of Overwatch, and thus making No More Heroes a prequel to Overwatch.
Only a Shamada can control the dragons.
So in the next game, let there be an exchange of words before every fight, something akin to Destroy Man, Dr. Peace, and Alice. They help bring life to these characters, which is ironic since you will take that away from them shortly after. Also, putting that cool voice sound effect before every fight, that shit was awesome.
Dr. Peace, listen to my song.
In No More Heroes 1, you had the ability to get new weapons. These weapons were cool in their own right, but didn't feel all too different from each other. No More Heroes 2 took it a step higher by introducing one beam katana that would be slow but could extend, perfect for crowd control, and a dual beam katana that didn't hit hard but helped delivering excessive combos. For the next game, I really hope there's more variety with the weapons. Maybe use weapons from previous assassins like Death Metal's giant sword or Kimi's dual-bladed saber. I'm sure you'll figure out something creative that helps bring different types of playstyles for different encounters that you'll find in the game. I also really like the idea of switching weapons on the fly like in No More Heroes 2, so definitely keep that in. If other characters will be playable, like Henry and Shinobu were in the second game, try to make them more worthwhile. I love you, Suda, I really do, but we need to talk about those platforming sections with Shinobu. No. Just no. They're terrible. Also, if Henry's playable again, please make it so you can use him more than once, and not in the dream sequence. Seriously, what the hell was that?
I must be having a nightmare.
More collectibles would be fantastic. How about costumes to dress up as other assassins from previous games? Or the ability to design your own beam katana that would act more like skins and not affect the gameplay style of the katana itself. Customize your motorcycle, your room, hell, dress up Jane the cat. I have a couple of friends that would buy the game solely for the fact that it has the ability to dress up the cat. Now the biggest question is, well, what about the plot? How do you make a No More Heroes 3? With the plot of the second game being that Travis once again fell into the UAA ranking, doing it a third time? As batshit insane as this series can be, going into the usual UAA ranking again would be hangover territory, doing the same thing for no reason. So, I have a solution. Going back to my original point, how about if it's the UAA this time that's running the city, kinda like Pizza Bat did in No More Heroes 2. But by doing so, everyone is trying to become an assassin to get money from the association. And because of this, there's an imbalance in the city and the people are too afraid to go outside out of fear of, well, being killed. Enter Travis, returning to Santa Destroy with the mission of ending the UAA once and for all. Not only to stop the bloodshed, but to also save Sylvia. Sylvia clearly has close ties to the UAA. And the ending of her in No More Heroes 2, where it's revealed that she is the one narrating some of the fights, could be explained as her trying to distance herself from the UAA as much as possible, even taking on another identity and going into hiding. The UAA is constantly trying to get her back, but she doesn't want to. Thus, Travis has more reason to stop the association. Travis is a legend among assassins because he's the only one that got out after becoming rank 1. But what if that's not entirely true? What if every time someone reaches rank 1, that person is given the opportunity to become one of the main members of the association? Travis not knowing this because he disappeared shortly after killing Jane in the first game, and Pizza Bat Jr. didn't join the association because, well, he owns a huge company and didn't really need the UAA anyway. Joining the UAA as an honorary member gives you immunity from the traditional rankings, while you help expand it and bring more people to become assassins, basically becoming one of the puppet masters. Let's say it's number 15 in this case, was the most recent member to join the UAA's honorary committee, while the one that is on rank 1 is the very first person to reach rank 1 and is, well, the leader and CEO of the UAA, thus being the main guy to beat. You kill him and the UAA is no more. You can add a plot twist that the first rank is actually Sylvia's father, and that's the reason he's so adamant on having her working with him. That way it will make it more impactful, since Sylvia wouldn't want Travis to kill her father, but then Travis's desire to stop the UAA will still be there, making for a very intense final battle. There's probably going to be fans that are going to say, well, Alice said in the second game that Travis was the only one that got out, so there can't be a committee of fast first rank assassins. Continuity. Well, need I remind you that the UAA was completely made up in the first game, but they retconned that in the second one completely. And like Sylvia mentioned in the second game,
there are people starting from the sequel who don't care about continuity, you know.
some of these are nitpicks, and some of these are what I believe are valid points, and some of these are just what I came up with on how to handle stuff like the plot and the overworld. You may have a completely different idea on where to take the series next, and if that's the case, and knowing how you do your games, it's probably something absolutely batshit insane that I could possibly never imagine, and I for one cannot wait. Thank you for everything, Suda51. Sincerely, Strikes.
And that's a wrap.
No, not yet.
P.S. Please try to get Travis into Smash Brothers. If a character like Bayonetta can be in it, so can Travis.
Don't fuck with a witch.
Bring it on!